Hello everybody, it is January 23rd, 2021, and I'm out at the barrel again today with another motor. This is a 1963 Evinrude Sportwin 10 horse. I bought this motor from my buddy Ron Baker. I actually bought two of these from him last year at Constantine, at the Constantine AOMCI meet in July. This one he had for a number of years, and that it did run. He went through the bottom end and replaced the clutch dog and the impeller, some gear case seals. It is not leaking. And he rebuilt the carburetor and replaced the fuel lines on it. I went through it when I got it, and I just finished it up yesterday evening. I went through the ignition. It had aftermarket points in it. The plug wires that were on it, I wasn't real happy with. They were metallic core, but they weren't copper core. So I replaced those with solid copper core wire, and I put a different set of points in it. It had Sierra points in it, and they were bent pretty bad. And oddly enough, the points cam was on upside down. So it's a wonder to me that this thing ran at all, but it did run pretty well. I got all that changed around and replaced the points and plug wires. I went through the carburetor because I wasn't sure if he had rebuilt it, but he did. I did replace the packing washers and the boss gasket while I was in it, but that's it. Sprayed it out just because I had it apart, but I just went back together with all the replacement parts, the new stuff that Ron had put in it. I had to replace the cross pin and the throttle arm. The little plastic piece that goes in there, it had broken, and someone had replaced it with a steel pin, just a round pin, drilled a hole and pushed the pin through it. Worked, but I put a replacement plastic pin in there, a new nylon one. There was the spring in the upper crankshaft carbon seal was missing, so I replaced that. Put new gear oil in it, and I inspected the impeller, and it still looks fine. It's got a good couple seasons left in it, so I just put that back in there. Did replace the lower water tube grommet while I had the lower end out, and I put a new gasket in the shift coupler access cover. It just had silicone in it, which was working, but of course when I pulled it out, that all went away. So I cut a new gasket for it and replaced that. So I'm going to try to fire it up out here. This is a cold start. I have not started this motor since I went through it. I did run it last year when I got it, and it actually did run pretty decent, but after the service I have not run it yet. It is definitely a cold start. It was about 13 degrees this morning, and it's a balmy 25 now. Light breeze, which that's all you need at 25. I knocked a hole in the ice in the tank to be able to put the motor in, so that's where we're at. We're gonna primer it up and see what we can do. so cold, I'm going to let it warm up a little bit before I wind it up and try to dial it in. So I'll let it warm up and we'll be right back. Okay, it's been running for a couple minutes. It's warming up, and I'm going to try to dial in the carb now. Water pump's doing a good job. I got a little leak up here in the drive shaft tube. Looks like my isolation tube O-rings might be leaking a bit. Not really a big deal, but I'll check into it sometime. Forward. Not a bad idle for 25 degrees. Alright, till I can get it on the boat this season. Till next time, thanks for watching. Keep the crop out of the mud.